I wasn't gonna make this video, but I decided that, I'm gonna go ahead and make it. Um, these past couple of months haven't been so great, you know. A lot of stuff has been happening and going on in my job. And sorry, I got my window open. That's if you hear that in the background, but I've lost a few people. And I just recently found out that I lost another family member. My uncle on my my dad's side told me. And certain things that are happening in my life, I don't want to get too far into it, but I just want to be raw and just be, uncut and just be real with y'all. I'm not making these videos because, I want to be some famous YouTuber. I don't give a fuck about the views. I don't give a fuck about the likes. I don't care who likes my videos. I don't care who judges my videos. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm doing this because this is a part of my purpose. I have a path, right? And for so long, I've always followed behind other people, or I've always looked towards other people for advice, or I've always put all my trust in others. That is no longer who I am. That is not where I stand. I stand in the power of God. I stand in my divine power and who I am as being the God of my reality. And I'm choosing to trust within myself. Today I woke up, I decided to work out. And actually, I've learned that my body has built a lot of strength and I've been building a lot of endurance. But I told myself I'm not going to give up, right? I don't care who watches this video. I don't care if it doesn't reach a lot of people. I don't care. Because I'm tired of focusing on things that I know I can't change externally. I'm tired of looking towards others or asking people for advice. This channel, I made this channel because it was for me and it was for my own mental therapy. I was going through a lot of psychological problems at the time, and I was also dealing with a situation that was keeping me stagnant for a very long time, and I had to break through that situation. And the only person that shook that, well, we're going to give it to the Most High Deity, which is God, because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be where I am now. Now, I did cry. I did feel unseen at one point. I did feel like I wasn't wanted. I did feel rejected. But however, I had to call back my power and say, Alizé, this is not the story that we're going to continue to tell ourselves. That's not what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to stand in our power. We're going to bounce back up. And you know what I decided to do? I decided to get my strap and hold my strap and my fake balls and hold them and say, look, nigga, you got this. Because you are that nigga. Stud daddy, goddess energy, period. Let me tell y'all something. I've always been the person that people pleased and wanted to be liked for such a long time. Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck who doesn't like me. Because at the end of the day, you are not me. Nobody knows my story. Nobody knows me better than I know myself. So each and every day I wake up, each and every day I grind, each and every day I'm putting myself and putting my best foot forward. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it to prove to myself that yes, I can do anything I put my mind to. And lately, I have been reprogramming my subconscious beliefs. Yes, there was a point where I was losing a little bit of faith and I was wavering a little bit, but I had to get back on the ball. My family is not perfect, okay? I honestly feel like it's both dysfunction on both sides of the family, both my mom's side and both my father's, right? It's dysfunctional, it is, because there's a lot of unhealed wounds, there's a lot of people going through certain things, and people don't want to come to the surface and talk about it because it's more so of the past is the past. However, if you don't start to heal from your past, then that is going to carry on into your present, and those actions are going to carry on later into your future. I don't want that. I plan on bringing a beautiful, beautiful child into this world, and I refuse for my child to be knowing that type of toxicity, that type of negativity, and all those things. Absolutely not. My baby will be brought into a world where she feels safe, he or she feels safe, feels love, whatever, okay? But they're not going to be brought into this type of especially with me, like, because it starts with me. If I'm not healing myself, if I'm not working on myself, whether that's physically, mentally, spiritually, and me getting back into the gym, me doing things and taking on, and I will tell you guys what other challenges I will be taking on and participating in, because it's a really big challenge. I'm very nervous. 2 big challenges. Very nervous, but I'm like, I'm going to start with one first. It's really like, but I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. We've been talking about it. Let's do it. So anyway, yeah, so like I was saying, so it starts with me, you know? I have to be the person that's willing to break the cycle. There's been so many things that could have broke me, so many things that could have put me in a position of where I thought that, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm done. I'm done with life, I'm done with everything. The many times I wanted to commit suicide, the many times I said fuck it, you know? And a lot of people might laugh at me for saying this, but yes, even I didn't overdose on the ibuprofen. I had it in my mouth, okay? I was trying to overdose on ibuprofen. I know it's not, of course you're gonna be like in the comments, how could you overdose on that? You can't do that, babe. So I had it in my mouth, and I never forget that day when I was texting my ex, and he was telling me, I was like, hey bro, he was like, you good? I was like, bro, just kill me, I'm done, I'm over it, fuck everybody, you know what I'm saying, whoop-de-whoop, blah 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 blah. Let me tell y'all something. I never want to go back to that day. I don't want to go back to those days, go back to that time in my life where I was in a dark place and continue to be in that dark place. No, I want to be in the light. I want to be the person who is inspiring people and showing people and telling my story, because I know my story is powerful, and I know that people are listening. I know that my people are listening, and I want to give you the raw and uncut truth of who Alizé is. I'm authentic. Everything I tell you is not bullshit. This is the real deal. I'm not afraid to put myself out here. I'm not afraid of people judging me. I don't care, because at the end of the day, baby, you could judge me, but you don't even know me. You could say what you want to say, but let me tell you something. Anybody could talk about me. They could say whatever they want. That's not even my business. It's not my business, because why should I engage or allow myself to feel a certain way because others, they have their own doubts, their own insecurities, or they feel a certain kind of way because maybe they're secretly jealous of me. Maybe they envy my aura, my energy. When I walk up into a building, yes, exactly. Maybe people do get quiet. Why do people get quiet? Why? Why, you wonder? Because I'm real. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? When I started growing my locks, I remember one time I was growing my locks before, and a lot of people don't, and for y'all people who don't understand, locks are actually, this is a spiritual hairstyle. When you're growing locks, these are actually, they call them antennas. And this is ways that we could actually communicate. We could communicate with God. We could communicate with the divine through our hair, the energy and the fort, like the energy through our hair. That's why a lot of black people, we shouldn't be putting like dye and stuff like that and chemicals in our hair. Absolutely not. But I started growing my locks because this was my journey to start self-love. The first time I grew my locks, I wasn't ready because they were short. I didn't like the hairstyle, and I took them out, right? But I remember I was going to my barber. He was twisting them. I said, you know what? Let's do the locks, bro. And ever since then, I'm not going back. But I can honestly say that the way how I feel now, I feel so much more different. I see things from a new perspective. I'm not going back into when certain people may say things to me, they might project their own negativity towards me. I don't let that affect me, because at the end of the day, why would I allow you to bother my peace? So I'm putting this video out here to say this, right? If you know that you're doing something, and you know, don't look at it, don't look at the fact of, damn, you know, I want to do this, like I want to be famous, or I want to be this known person. Don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure a lot of us want to be famous, and there's nothing wrong with that. But really ask yourself, why are you doing this? I made a commitment to myself, and I made a commitment to God, that I will, even regardless of what I'm going through, I'm going to get up every day and continue to create content and to put content out there for people who really need that, who might need advice, or people that just need guidance. You feel me? And I feel like I've learned so much from my experiences. I am 28. I turned 29 in 2 weeks. So I've learned so much in my experiences, and I'm growing and I'm growing and I'm growing each and every day, learning something new each and every day, becoming more patient, becoming more understanding, creating new boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of people around me, like some people, I know a lot of people, not in my circle, but I do know of people who don't have boundaries and they want to keep the peace. Why? Why do you want to do that? You're only lacking self-worth and self-value within yourself because you are saying it's okay for people to walk all over me. Absolutely not. Stand your ground. And it doesn't matter what that person says, how that other person feels. At the end of the day, this is your life. I'm going to live my life to the fullest. I could care less about what people say and how people see it. Like I said, people's like, oh, why do you put your life out there for people to be in your business? This isn't about nobody but me. I'm telling a story for my own personal healing, for my own personal reasons. So this has nothing to do with anybody else. And if you are an OG subscriber, then you already know I've told you about my past with my mom and my dad. And when I bring up my mother, or if I bring up my dad, it's not because I'm bringing it up because I'm still harboring over it, or like, I'm still sad about the situation. I'm bringing it up because it is relevant to a lot of things that I'm learning about myself each and every day. And I'm actually happy to put this video out here because I have nothing against them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, at the end of the day, this is for me. So I'm gonna always tell the truth. I'm gonna always come on here, whether anybody likes it or not, because I'm not doing this for you. What? Really? I'm doing this for you? Like, what? For people who, and it is crazy because I used to be like, damn, I was bullied in school. People pulled my pants down. People used to call me ugly. People used to say this, that, and the third about me. And honestly, I'm just like, why does it even matter? Baby, I have something bigger, something better. I don't know what's manifested in my life, but I know something is coming. Oh, it's coming. It's coming, baby. It's already done, but it's coming, baby. It's coming. And I'm chilling right now. So yeah, I decided to come on here and say, I'm not going to stop making content. I'm not going to stop putting myself out here, and I'm going to continue to do what I do. Like I said, I don't do this for the views. I don't do this for entertainment purposes, but I really do this because I want to help other people, and I want to guide people onto the right path that they should be on. And I will do any and everything in my power just to do that, regardless of what people say. And whether people are making fun of me, people saying this and that and the third, I don't care. Because you have a story, and I believe the world needs to know. All right, I'm done with this video. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.